everybody, I'm your host for the evening, Quesadilla, and welcome to Buenas Nachos. This week in El Paso, Texas, we had a mother-daughter squabble in the Walmart parking lot, the classiest place on earth. The facts about how the cat fight actually began are not entirely known, but we do know that the argument started due to the mother's disapproval of her daughter's choice of clothing. How original. Now, I'm sure there was absolutely no better time to discuss their family issues, or, their differing views based on generational gaps and so on and so forth. But here we have it. A witness, commonly known around town as Trigger, told her source that ma just started laying into that girl for dressing like a hoe in a family establishment. The rapid-fire exchange of insults soon escalated into a full-forged, fist-to-fist scrap in the middle of the parking lot. The authorities were called, and both the mother and daughter were taken in for disorderly conduct. And there are now rumors that the daughter is filing harassment charges for her mother always dissing her outfits all the time. Looks like these kittens' claws are coming out. Meow, meow, ladies. Cats, we all just get along. In other news, we had what is being called a masculinity march in Los Angeles this week. Men who now claim to feel overlooked and ignored due to the media's constant devotion to women's rise to the top, or at least full equality with men in society, banded together last Thursday in order to voice their cries for the attention that they once had. Several participants claim that since women got the right to vote, it's all been downhill from there. And what they consider downhill is the lack of willingness in their wives to work full-time as well as have dinner on the table by 6 o'clock, and the slightly longer span of time between their loads of laundry being done. Some have gone as far as even to say that their own work ethic has decreased due to the exponential growth in their wife's ambition. That's sounding more like a personal problem, fellas. Well, I don't know about you, but in the words of Bruce Willis's most underrated and most heartwarming film, Disney's The Kid, I think somebody needs to call the Whambulance. Come on, guys. Your work ethic probably took a huge hit when you decided to take a random Thursday off to conduct this parade of pity. But have no fear, men. You have been heard, and I'm sure the women of the world will be much more sensitive to your feelings from now on. Speaking of men who feel unappreciated, we had a man in particular who felt quite accosted by a woman's degrading comments as he strolled past a construction site. There is a new co-ed construction company that was recently hired to build the new firehouse in downtown New York City. And apparently we had quite a familiar situation, but with some very unfamiliar aspects. We've all heard the story about the pig at the construction site who whistles at the babe as she walks by. She normally gets all hot and bothered in response to the leering and lusting after her. We've all heard a story like this, right? Well, this past week, we had one of the more outspoken women on the site take this story and kind of flip it on men passers-by, just for fun. Many of the men, surprisingly, took her comments as a boost in their confidence as they walked by. Many accentuated the compliments of their luxurious rear ends, legs, and chests. Ooh. She told a source a lot of them would puff out their chests and walk out more happily than before. Some even responded with things like, "Right back at you, toots." I added the click, but maybe that happened. But then that one guy looked so uncomfortable that I thought he was going to cry, she said. The man she's referring to is a Mr. Eric Scheinman. He felt quite attacked by her mention of his big bouncing booty, and he went so far as to file a police report for harassment against his attacker. The officers that Scheinman contacted felt it was unnecessary to file an actual police report, but instead escorted him back to the site for a face-to-face confrontation to demand an apology from his attacker. The woman, after several minutes of hysterical laughter, was shocked by the apparent seriousness of his trauma from her seemingly harmless comment. She claims that her motives for these random street flirtations was purely the curiosity about men's reactions, but since the police initiated the apology, she willingly complied. This woman has since been approached by many feminist news sources who are praising her for her demonstration of girl power and giving men a taste of their own medicine. Although her name remains anonymous, her actions have sparked mayhem for both men and women. Women feel empowered after all these years of being shouted and whistled at. Men, however, are more angry at Scheinman, believing that one of their own should never have shown such weakness by demanding an apology from a woman. Ugh. Come on, guys. All he wanted was the pretty lady to say she was sorry for talking about his widow booty. I think a man who defends his bum is as masculine as they come. I know I would certainly want my man keeping his backside free of strangers' compliments. Thank you very much. So that's it for the weekly update, keeping you up to date on what we most likely didn't care about until now. Now it's time for the weekly hashtag. Hashtag my gender is better than yours. Alright, next up we have our weekly tweets. Once a week we send out a hashtag of the week, and we have people send us a phrase, a story, or thought that relates to our hashtag. And then I choose the best ones to share with you guys on the show. So these were my personal favorites. Here they are. I can iron khaki pants like a crazy person, at JK Girl. Listen ladies, Martin Lawrence made the best Big Mama, at Gabe the Babe 17. Ladies are meant to be hidden away and spoiled, but that's all, at Benny Factor. So now that we've heard my favorites, we are taking the hashtag my gender better than yours to the streets to see what random people may have to add to the argument as to which gender is truly superior. We're going to be approaching people here on the street today, asking them to verbally tweet something for our hashtag off the top of their heads. Late night talk show Buenas Nachos, and we're getting street tweets from people for our weekly hashtag my gender is better than yours. So can you give us some kind of verbal tweet about why girls are better? Anybody?
I don't know, we just are. Do you have one?
Well, I'm actually a chef, so how about something like, we actually know how to cook more than toast in the kitchen, hashtag my gender is better than yours.
Oh snap, we just got burned by this culinary queen. All right, thank you ladies for a moment of your time. Excuse me, can I ask you a question real quick?
What up?
We're going around getting people to verbally tweet for our show's weekly hashtag, my gender is better than yours. So why do you think guys are better?
Oh heck yeah, dude. My tweet would be something like, we bring home all the bacon for you to fry up in the pan, hashtag my gender better than yours.
All right, thanks man. Thanks for giving us a moment of your time. Sir.
What? Speak a little louder, dearie.
We're from the late night talk show Buenas Nachos, and we're looking for phrases about why men are superior to women. Do you have a phrase for us?
Superior? Well, I mean, back in my day, all the men went to the office and women were at home with the children. But I guess we did have most of the power, a luxury that women never knew before now. Does that help your Twitter?
It sure does, sir. Hey, miss, excuse me?
Yeah?
We're getting street tweets from people for our late night talk show's weekly hashtag, my gender's better than yours. Do you have one off the top of your head for us?
Like about girls?
Yeah, basically, why do girls rule and boys drool?
Well, it's like that Dayquil commercial. Guys may make more in business, but we take care of business. Holla! Hashtag my gender's better than yours.
And there we have it, folks. When we come back, we're gonna have two guests defend their gender's title in a game of Battle of the Sexes. We'll be right back.
Is there a noticeable hole in your household? Are you so concerned with your own responsibilities that you wish someone would fill that hole? Are you tired of your daughters lying around the house, not doing their part? Well, if so, look no further for a solution. Domestic Daughters Institute is a wonderful facility for young women to learn the ways of domesticity. We provide a fully customized program that teaches young women all the ways and skills that they need to become the perfect wife someday. Let's take a closer look. Before DDI, I would just come home and do nothing all day. I was of absolutely no use to my family, and I never took care of my father and brothers like I should have. I can now cook 10 different meals with only 4 ingredients. Wow. That'll sure be nice for my future husband. Come and get me, boys. Our cooking instructors give these girls basic recipes and different variations of those meals in order to expand their repertoire and give them the ability to think on their feet while preparing dinner. We wouldn't want their husbands coming home to an unfinished meal. I couldn't think of such a thing. We alternate between 3 days of learning a new meal and 2 days of timed exams where the girls may demonstrate how well they've learned. If the meal is incomplete by the timer's end, the consequences ensure that it doesn't happen many times after that.
My favorite course here at DDI is the housekeeping course. We learn how to scrub, scrape, sweep, wipe, mop, and dust. We get our own buckets and cleaning supplies and everything. My fingers were raw by the end, but I knew I had every speck of dirt out of that house, and that was rewarding enough.
Our students are required to participate on a hands-on course that takes place in a remote model home. They have the luxury of staying in the house for 6 weeks and are provided everything they need, so they never have to leave. Our instructors live on site and provide thorough teachings on separate rooms and aspects of the house in order to ensure that the girls are aware of how to clean everything extremely well before leaving. We teach them that a clean house is a happy house, and before too long, the girls come to see it our way, or else. DDI is now enrolling, and in just 18 months, they'll be ready to please any man they meet. For more info, call the number on their screen. That's 180 Domestic. And wait, call now and you'll get 10% off admission. That's 180 Domestic. Call now.
Hey everybody, welcome back. We are ready for the game of the night, Battle of the Sexes. Tonight we have 2 guests, obviously of the opposite sex, duh, who have graciously volunteered to be with us tonight and to battle it out to determine which sex is truly better. Let's bring out our guests, shall we? Welcome, Donna and Mike. We are glad to have you both on the show. Now, before we get going, let me just explain to you a little bit about how the game works. You will both be asked a series of questions that are regarded as general knowledge questions for the opposite sex. So for example, Donna, you will be asked questions that men generally know the answers to, and Mike will be asked questions that women generally know the answers to. A correct answer earns you a point. An incorrect answer does not earn you a point, but you will not lose any of the points that you have already earned. You will have 30 seconds to answer your question. If you exceed the time limit, the question will be void, and you will not receive a point. The first person to 3 points wins the game, and claims the title of Superior Sex, as well as a super awesome and fancy Battle of the Sexes certificate. Alright, you guys ready to have some fun?
Yeah!
Okay guys, may the best sex win. No pressure, Donna, but don't fail me now. Alright, so the first question is going to be for Mike, because we wouldn't want to show any woman-to-woman favoritism, at least not this early in the show. Okay, Mike, here's your question. Which of these is not a type of baby clothing? A layette, a footy, a onesie, or a binky?
Oh shoot, my wife and I just had a baby, but she knows what he wears. I should know this, or at least have an idea. Dang, why are there so many names for clothes? They're clothes, for crying out loud. Let's go with layette.
Oh, Mike, I am so sorry. A binky is a pacifier, and that was the answer. Bummer, you don't get a point, but you'll have another chance in just a minute. Okay, Donna, here's your question. What is the name of NASA's Mars vehicle currently searching for signs of life called? Red Rover, Little Buddy, Curiosity, or Foreigner?
Oh man, I know this. You hear about this thing all the time. I'm gonna say Red Rover. Final answer.
Donna, no! The answer is actually Curiosity. The score is still tied at zip to zilch. Wow, guys, this is a really exciting match so far, but let's try to score some points. I'm only kidding, of course. So the next question is going to be for Mike. Okay, Mike. Which of the following is not part of a basic bread recipe? Yeast, baking powder, water, or flour?
People still make their own bread? What? I have no clue. Water?
No, Mike, I'm so sorry. Water is incorrect. The correct answer is baking powder. Don't worry, Mike, you can still come back. Donna hasn't even scored on you yet, so you're fine. Alright. Donna, you're up. Boom Boom, Hitman, Bronx Bull, and Hurricane are all nicknames of men in what profession? Boxers, DJs, hockey players, or assassins?
Boxers. My dad and I watched boxing together all the time growing up. It's for sure boxers.
Ding, ding, ding! Boxers is right. The first point is awarded to Donna, putting the ladies in the lead. Woo! You go, girl. Mike, your question. Which should not be used during a manicure? A buffer, an emery board, cuticle clippers, or a crimper?
Oh, a crimper is for your hair, right? I think my wife used one once and it messed up her hair. I'm going with crimper.
Well, that would be the correct answer. Congratulations, Mike. The score is now tied 1-1. The next question is going to be for Donna. A double eagle is a rare achievement. In what sport? Skeet shooting, bocce ball, golf, or archery?
Golf. I'm saying golf. I'm sure. Final answer.
Wow, a quick answer gets you a quick point, Donna. Golf is correct. That brings the score to 2-1, with the ladies in the lead. All right, Mike, you're up. Which of the following is not a type of earring? A hoop, a bangle, a cuff, or a stud?
Is it a cuff or a bangle? Bangles are like bracelets, right? But don't cuffs go on men's shirts? I mean, unless you're on your way to prison. I'm going to go with the bangle, I guess.
All right, Mike, well, you guessed right. A bangle is a kind of bracelet, and a cuff, it kind of hugs the outside of your ear. We are tied again. All right, now it's 2-2, which means that the next point wins, folks. All right, so seeing as it's a sudden death round, we're going to take the last round a little bit differently. I'm going to ask you both a general knowledge question, and you both will have time to come up with your answer, and then the one with the correct answer is going to win the final point and win the game. Okay?
We're ready, Kay.
All right, guys. Here's the question for the winning point. Who were the 4 U.S. presidents that were assassinated?
I know Lincoln and Kennedy for sure. And then I thought maybe Washington and Monroe?
Oh, Mike, you're so close and yet so far away. I'm afraid your answer is incorrect. Donna, if you can give me the correct 4 presidents that were assassinated, you will win the entire game.
It's funny that you asked this question, because it just so happens that I spent many afternoons talking with my grandfather in the backyard, and he would always quiz me on U.S. history and the presidents, and on this particular topic, in fact. And so, the 4 presidents that were assassinated were Garfield, McKinley, Lincoln, and JFK.
Congratulations, Donna! You should thank your grandpa for all those backyard quizzes he gave you. You have just won Battle of the Sexes! Just one more success for women everywhere. Now don't you go protesting, Mike. Only kidding, of course. And there we have it, folks.